You're listening to NOAA Weather Radio, station KWO35 in New York City. This broadcast originates from the National Weather Service office in Brookhaven National Laboratory in Upton, New York. Station KWO35 broadcasts on a frequency of 162.55 MHz. The current time is 5:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for the New York City metropolitan area. Tonight, a slight chance of showers. Mostly cloudy. Patchy fog after 8 p.m. lows in the upper 30s. Northeast wind around 10 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation 20%. Friday, mostly cloudy. Highs in the lower 50s. North wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-30s. Northeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, partly sunny. Highs in the upper 40s. East wind around 5 miles per hour. And now for the extended forecast. Saturday night, a chance of rain and snow. Lows in the lower 30s. Chance of precipitation 40%. Sunday, snow likely. Highs in the mid-30s. Sunday night, snow likely. Lows in the upper 20s. Monday, a 50% chance of snow showers. Highs in the lower 30s. Monday night, a 20% chance of snow showers. Lows in the mid-20s. Tuesday, partly sunny. Highs in the lower 30s. Tuesday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-20s. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-30s. Wednesday night, mostly clear. Lows in the upper 20s. For the following counties, in New Jersey, Morris, Sussex and Warren counties. Winter storm watch in effect from Saturday night through Monday night. The National Weather Service in Mount Holly has issued a winter storm watch, which is in effect from Saturday night into Monday night. Locations, Morris, Sussex, and Warren counties. Hazard types, heavy snow. Accumulations, 6 to 10 inches of snow expected with locally higher amounts in Sussex County. A trace of ice is also possible. Timing, snow is expected to begin Saturday night and continue heavy at times around Sunday. Winds, 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts around 35 miles per hour. Visibility, below 1/4 mile at times. Temperatures, in the upper 20s. The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York City Police Department. Unusual riots across Staten Island have grown in intensity in the last few hours. Several injuries and damage to property have been reported due to these riots. The most violent areas of rioting are located throughout the Westrilla and Castleton Corners areas. All residents in Richmond County are requested not to participate in these riots. Anyone who is participating in rioting may be arrested or possibly injured. These riots have grown violent and are spreading north and east rapidly. Continue to listen to Weather Radio or other news stations for further information and updates. For the following counties, in New Jersey, Morris, Sussex and Warren counties. Winter storm watch in effect from Saturday night through Monday night. The National Weather Service in Mount Holly has issued a winter storm watch, which is in effect from Saturday night into Monday night. Locations, Morris, Sussex, and Warren counties. Hazard types, heavy snow. Accumulations, 6 to 10 inches of snow expected with locally higher amounts in Sussex County. A trace of ice is also possible. Timing, snow is expected to begin Saturday night and continue heavy at times around Sunday. Winds, 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts around 35 miles per hour. Visibility, below 1/4 mile at times. Temperatures, in the upper 20s. Impacts, dangerous driving conditions. The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York City and New Jersey State Police Departments. Violent riots in Staten Island have spread across most of Richmond County. It has been reported that at least 200 injuries currently exist as a result of these riots. The New York City and New Jersey Police Departments are asking residents in Essex, Hudson, Middlesex, Union counties in New Jersey, Kings, Queens, and New York counties in New York to remain vigilant and to report any suspicious individuals to your local police department. Crossings in and out of Staten Island may be shut down soon to prevent the spread of rioting to these areas. Do not travel in these areas. Stay tuned to Weather Radio and other news sources for the latest information.
You are listening to 1010 WINS News Radio. WINS News Time 5:17. As you may have just heard, violent riots are currently underway across all of Staten Island. Most of the NYPD has been mobilized against this demonstration turned violent. A previous alert on the emergency alert system warned residents in New Jersey and New York to remain vigilant of this demonstration. It's not known what the cause or motive behind this riot is. Rioters were attacking law enforcement in the most ridiculous ways possible, including many demonstrators hurling themselves straight at riot police. The NYPD is not letting any of the press into the island due to the immense danger it poses. We have heard from some officials that some officers were beaten savagely by these demonstrators and at least 200 demonstrators and law enforcement have been hospitalized due to this event. We are still awaiting a statement from the mayor and the head of the police department. The NYPD recommends everybody outside of Staten Island to stay away from the area at all costs. The NYPD, in conjunction with the NJ State Police, are planning on placing blockades along all waterway crossings to prevent the spread of the violent rioting. Travelers can expect major traffic delays around these areas, and this will be exacerbated by the holiday travelers. We will update this event as information becomes available. This was a 1010 WINS News Update. We will be back momentarily. We have just received a new message from the NYPD. We will now activate the emergency alert system for an important message from the NYPD. Please listen carefully.
The following is an important message from the New York City Police Department. An unusual event is currently unfolding on Staten Island at this time. Riots are unfolding throughout the island and are gradually growing larger. Severe injuries have been reported in several areas, and this activity threatens to spread outside Richmond County. The New York City Police Department has placed all of Staten Island under martial law. All crossings in and out of Staten Island will be closed off until further notice. Do not participate in any rioting, seek shelter inside a well-built structure, and stay away from windows. Only use armed intervention if absolutely necessary. Please continue to monitor local news and radio stations for further updates.
This is WINS serving the New York metropolitan area. WINS News Time 5:24. Rioting continues across much of Staten Island and threatens to spread into other areas. At this time, the NYPD and the NJ State Police have closed off all waterway crossings and public transportation from Staten Island. The New York City mayor has stated that the NYPD will try their best to keep the situation under control, and that citizens should continue to follow instructions during this event. We have spoken to an eyewitness who crossed into Brooklyn shortly before the NYPD closed off the crossing. He told one of our reporters that many of the rioters were not acting like ordinary humans. Some of them acted like wild animals as they charged into police lines with little regards to anything around them. Some of these individuals were also attacking civilians in some of these riots. One person was rushed to the hospital with severe bite marks and scratches across most of her body. The head of the NYPD has stated that this riot has turned into an all-out brawl and that lethal force may be required soon to contain the riot. That's right, lethal force may be needed in the upcoming minutes. Looking over the island right now in the 1010 Winds News chopper, and there's some buildings on fire. There appears to be mass devastation across northern Staten Island. Some looters are breaking into stores. This area has turned into a war zone. Everyone outside of Staten Island must stay out of this area. We're continuing to monitor this event as it unfolds. Looking back at the chopper, and it appears some people are attacking civilians around these side streets. I think one of them is biting one of the civilians. We're gonna back off now and activate the emergency alert system for a new alert. You're listening to 1010 Winds. Please stand by for a civil emergency message.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the New York City Police Department. Residents in Kings County, lock all of your doors immediately. A group of dangerous individuals were spotted crossing the Verrazano Narrows Bridge into the city of Brooklyn. These individuals were last seen in the Staten Island riots and are considered extremely dangerous. The New York City Police Department is actively searching for these individuals and should have them apprehended in an hour or so. All residents in Kings County are requested to seek shelter indoors until these individuals have been arrested. Stay tuned to weather radio or other news sources for the latest information.
That was a message from the NYPD. WINS serves the New York metropolitan area. Stay tuned to this station for the latest news updates.
State priority activation for New Jersey and New York State. It has been discovered that the individuals responsible for riots in Richmond County are infected with an unknown infection that has caused them to attack civilians and law enforcement across the county. Hordes of these infected individuals have overrun several law enforcement blockades and are rapidly spreading towards surrounding communities in New Jersey and New York. The New Jersey State Police Department has received numerous 911 phone calls related to infected attacking civilians across the state. If you are in New Jersey or New York State, seek shelter inside a building immediately, lock all windows and doors, and turn off your ventilation systems. Do not let anyone into your home unless absolutely necessary. Residents who live in or around Richmond County are asked to evacuate immediately. Follow instructions from local authorities on evacuation routes and shelters. This concludes the statewide activation message.
We are now switching to emergency programming. A state of emergency now exists in both New York State and New Jersey. Please remain at home and stay tuned to this or other news stations in the area for additional information. Normal programming has been suspended. A state of emergency now exists for the states of New York and New Jersey. It is recommended you seek shelter indoors for the duration of this emergency. In a recent update from the CDC, in a study of one of the demonstrators, it was We are experiencing technical difficulties on 1010 winds. Please tune to another station for the latest news and information. We are experiencing technical difficulties on 1010 winds. Please tune to another station for the latest news and information. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
This is WABC 770 in New York City serving the New York City Metro. Emergency programming is in effect. Please stand by for an important message. This is WABC 770 in New York City serving the New York City Metro. Emergency programming is in effect. Please stand by for an important message.
The following is a law enforcement warning from the New York City Police Department. Infected individuals responsible for damage and injuries across Staten Island are headed for the cities of Brooklyn, Queens, and surrounding communities. The infected have shown extreme hostility to humans and are capable of causing injuries and damage to property. To reduce the spread of infection, the New York City Police Department has blocked all crossings and public transportation into Manhattan and the Bronx. Residents in Long Island are asked to remain indoors with all doors and windows locked. Only use armed intervention if necessary. Continue to monitor the station or other news sources for further updates.
This is WABC 770 in New York City serving the New York City Metro. Emergency programming is in effect. Please stand by for an important message. This is WABC 770 in New York City serving the New York City Metro. Emergency programming is in effect. Please stand by for an important message. You are listening to WABC. We are currently running on emergency programming. Here's the latest on the state of emergency for New York. It has been determined that the riots that caused widespread destruction and casualties across Staten Island is the result of a fungal infection, known simply as the cordyceps brain infection by the CDC. Experts believe this fungus has caused individuals to turn violent and gruesomely attack non-infected civilians on sight. The disease is easily spread through bodily fluids or by the inhalation of spores. The CDC recommends sheltering yourself from this pathogen by wearing a gas mask or by placing as many objects between you and the outdoors. The primary symptoms of the cordyceps brain infection include irritability and memory loss. Blurred vision or complete blindness are also common symptoms. If you believe you have been infected, quarantine yourself from others and remain calm. A cure is currently in development and may be available.
Shelter-in-place warning for Long Island. Dispatch has received numerous 911 calls about infected individuals moving rapidly throughout the counties of Kings and Queens. A mandatory shelter-in-place order is now in effect for all Long Island counties. To shelter in place, lock all doors and windows, turn off all ventilation systems and turn off the lights. Do not allow anyone into your house. These infected individuals are extremely dangerous and are capable of attacking and killing civilians. Travelers on the LIE and other highways are being asked to seek shelter immediately, as these infected are capable of traveling over long distances in a short period of time. Anyone outdoors are in extreme danger and are being asked to seek shelter indoors now.
This is WABC 770 in New York City serving the New York City Metro. Emergency programming is in effect. Please stand by for an important message. This is WABC. A shelter-in-place warning is now in effect for Kings and Queens County until further notice. If you're in these areas, seek shelter immediately. Recent reports state some of these infected were spotted approaching the Brooklyn area in the last hour. It may not take long before these individuals impact the Brooklyn and Queens areas. Seek shelter now. We are currently receiving another shelter-in-place warning from Northeast New Jersey. Please stand by for the following message.
Shelter-in-place warning for Bergen, Essex, Hudson, Passaic, and Union counties. The New Jersey State Police have spotted infected individuals crossing the Goethals Bridge, Bayonne Bridge, and Outer Bridge crossing into the state of New Jersey. Attacks have also been reported in the cities of Newark, Elizabeth, and Woodbridge. A mandatory shelter-in-place order is now in effect for Bergen, Essex, Hudson, Passaic, and Union counties. To shelter in place, lock all doors and windows, turn off all ventilation systems and turn off the lights. Do not allow anyone into your house. These infected individuals are extremely dangerous and are capable of attacking and killing civilians. Anyone outdoors are in extreme danger and are being asked to seek shelter indoors now.
are listening to WABC. We were given a special permit by the FCC to extend our coverage area to include Northeast New Jersey, most of Southeast New York, and Southwest Connecticut. Here's the latest news update. The NYPD has stated that the infected have overrun much of western Long Island and the NYPD had to pull back for their safety. Hopefully, everyone there has taken shelter in a sturdy building. Crossings and public transportation to New York City has been blocked by the NYPD to contain the infected, but time will tell how long it could take before the infected hits the Big Apple. We heard about many citizens in New York City evacuating the city northward towards Connecticut and other cities farther up. I would agree that would be a sensible idea. WABC and the entire crew will continue broadcasting information for the tri-state area for as long as we can. We now interrupt programming for another shelter-in-place warning from New York City. If you're in this area, please listen carefully as we activate the emergency alert system.
Shelter-in-place warning for the city of Manhattan. The New York Police Department have spotted a horde of infected approaching New York City from New Jersey and Long Island. More isolated attacks were also reported throughout the city. A mandatory shelter-in-place order is now in effect for the city of Manhattan. To shelter in place, lock all doors and windows, turn off all ventilation systems and turn off the lights. Do not allow anyone into your house. These infected individuals are extremely dangerous and are capable of attacking and killing civilians. Seek shelter indoors now. Residents in Bronx and Westchester counties are now under a voluntary evacuation. If you are in Manhattan, do not try to evacuate as you face the risk of encountering the infected horde. State Priority Activation Update for New York State. The infection, now known as the cordyceps brain infection, has spread through much of southeastern New York. Police officers in New York City state that most of Manhattan and the Bronx are overrun with the infected. A large horde has entered the lower Hudson Valley from northern New Jersey and have begun overrunning the counties of Orange, Rockland, Westchester, and Putnam counties in New York. A New York State trooper has recently reported the city of Peekskill becoming overrun with the infected at this time. It has also been reported that sporadic infected attacks are underway in the cities of Poughkeepsie, Albany, Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, Plattsburgh, and many other cities across New York State. Everyone in New York State are being asked to seek shelter immediately. These infected are responsible for numerous casualties across the New York City metropolitan area. The Center for Disease Control has stated this infection is spread through fluids or spores in the air. Those who have become infected show irritability and memory loss. If you believe you have gotten the infection, quarantine yourself from others immediately. Wear a gas mask if you have one to prevent the inhalation of dangerous spores. Shelters are being set up across the state but may not be available for a few hours. Seek shelter now. You will be facing certain death by venturing outdoors.
As you may have heard, an update based on the state emergency issued a while ago was issued, and it appears much of the state is facing these same infected creatures. Some of our crew members have received a statement that the station will be closing down as our transmitter in Lodi is about to be overrun by infected shortly. Listeners are requested to tune to 880 WCBS for more information on this infected outbreak. This is WABC signing off. May God be with you all. You are listening to CBS News 880. For those of you tuning in from WABC or other stations in the area, a state of emergency remains in effect for the state of New York for an indefinite period. We are currently surrounded by hordes of infected below us, but we have been relatively safe for the time being. For listeners in New York City, you should be sheltered in place with all windows and doors locked to avoid infected encounters. Listeners in the Bronx are under a voluntary evacuation until further notice. Shelters are being set up in the Albany area for any evacuees. Travel into Connecticut is not recommended as the governor is planning on
The following message is from the Connecticut State Police and Emergency Management Agency. Due to the infected outbreak in the New York metropolitan area, the Connecticut State Police are setting up roadblocks on I-95 and Hutchinson River Parkway at the New York-Connecticut border until further notice. Travelers incoming from New York will be directed away from the area. If you are on the Hutchinson River Parkway or Interstate 95, you are requested to exit the freeway. Further road closures may be needed to contain this infection. All residents in the state of Connecticut are requested to stay home and avoid traveling on the roads for today. Continue to monitor local news stations for the latest information on this alert.
We have just received this message from a station in Hartford, Connecticut, and it appears Connecticut is closing its borders to the outside areas. Once again, evacuees are requested to head to the Albany area for evacuation centers. Connecticut has closed all highways leading in and out of the state. At this time, it appears most if not all of New York City has been overrun by vicious vampires. They haven't seen us here yet, but we don't know how much time we have. All we can tell you here on WCBS is to follow messages sent to the public from emergency officials to protect yourself and your families from these infected. We have also learned that we're not the only ones caught in this infected outbreak. In fact, infected were reported in Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Louisiana, and a few other states in previous weeks. In addition, the FDA has released a statement regarding turkey being contaminated with the cordyceps fungi and should not be handled at all costs. This just in, the United States National Guard has decided to limit the spread of this deadly infection by airbombing the major cities that have been overrun. I'm not sure if we are potential.
Emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated. This interrupted regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WCBS serving the New York City metropolitan area and temporarily serving Northeast New Jersey, Long Island, and Southwest Connecticut. Do not use your telephone. The telephone lines should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated.
We have just confirmed that New York City is a target for bombing. I repeat, New York City will be bombed by the United States National Guard in the next...
This is an emergency alert. The following instructions are crucial for your survival. Make sure all possible entrances into your home are closed. Turn off all lights and do not look outside. Do not respond to any knocks on doors or windows. Do not panic and stay silent during the duration of this event. Do not interact with anyone outside of your home. Do not exit your home for any reason. Do not confront any unidentified specimens for any reason. Do not attempt to investigate any unusual activity. Stay put and remain calm. If anyone at your home goes missing, do not attempt to find them. This is an emergency alert. The following instructions are crucial for your survival. Make sure all possible entrances into your home are closed. Turn off all lights and do not look outside. Do not respond to any knocks on doors or windows. Do not panic and stay silent during the duration of this event. Do not interact with anyone outside of your home. Do not exit your home for any reason. Do not confront any unidentified specimens for any reason. Do not attempt to investigate any unusual activity. Stay put and remain calm. If anyone at your home goes missing, do not attempt to find them. This is an emergency alert. The following instructions are crucial for your survival. Make sure all possible entrances into your home are closed. Turn off all lights and do not look outside. Do not respond to any knocks on doors or windows. Do not panic and stay silent during the duration of this event. Do not interact with anyone outside of your home. Do not exit your home for any reason. Do not confront any unidentified specimens for any reason. Do not attempt to investigate any unusual activity. Stay put and remain calm. If anyone at your home goes missing, do not attempt to find them.